In this video, we will be taking you to the Arctic Circle, the northernmost part of the Earth, where Christopher Enoch, a geologist, was stationed to study snow and sea ice. Little did he know that his expedition would turn into a nightmare when he encountered a fast, cunning and deadly creature that calls the pole its hunting grounds. Polar bears, also known as the devils lurking in the ice, are known to be one of the most dangerous predators in the Arctic. Despite being cute and adorable, they are skilled hunters and can take down a seal or a human in one fell swoop. So let's dive into this terrifying story and find out what happened to Christopher Enoch in the Arctic Circle. Christopher Enoch had been stationed in the Arctic Circle for a week and was living in a small caravan with his colleagues. They were there to collect samples and study the effects of global warming on the ice sheets. Christopher had been waiting for days to see the aurora borealis, and finally, on that fateful night, he got a glimpse of the bright sky. He took several photos to show back home. As the spectacle ended, Christopher returned to the caravan. Frustrated with his superiors back at the office, he argued with them over the phone. He felt that they didn't need all the equipment they had brought and that they could just tell how much of the ice had melted by watching the animals. The others in the caravan watched as he angrily hung up the phone. Christopher walked towards the window and stared out at the frozen tundra. Seeing a white spot on the glass, he wiped it with his finger before turning back to the others. "They aren't listening. They want more data," Christopher said. "What more data do they want?" He shook his head and walked to the door of the caravan. "If they want more data, I'll get it," he said, determined. Christopher decided to head out to the ice by himself to get another sample, which they would take home. He walked a little over half a kilometer to the nearest spot they had chosen to collect samples. The ice had broken apart due to global warming, and Christopher hopped from one sheet to the next, finding a proper one to pick from. As he bent low to take out his tools, the sound of water swirling beneath him caught his attention, and he looked under the water. His first thought was that there would be a whale looking to surface for air directly beneath him, but the sound didn't come from beneath. As he listened closely, the water began to ripple, and before he knew it, a large mass of white fur leapt out of the water, throwing itself right at Christopher. The scientist had seconds to react, ducking low just as the polar bear flew above him and landed back in the water on the opposite side. Its paw had swiped him, slashing him across the shoulder before it disappeared into the water. The weight of the beast forced the water to push the ice sheet which Christopher was on backwards, sending him further away from the caravan and safety. Christopher watched in horror as the bear began swimming toward where he stood on the ice. Reacting quickly, he dropped his backpack to the ground and began rummaging through it, searching for something. He had seen a few bears before and knew exactly what to do if he ran into one. However, he had never experienced it and found his body shaking with all the adrenaline in his system. His arms refused to stop shaking as he tried to unzip the backpack. The polar bear was getting closer, and Christopher knew he had to act fast. Finally, he found what he was looking for: bear spray. Christopher swiftly turned round, brandishing his bear spray like a true warrior. He aimed at the menacing creature looming in the distance and released a deadly stream of chemicals. Though he missed most of his shots, the beast's sensitive nose picked up the scent and swiftly retreated back into the water. Christopher didn't waste any time and made a mad dash across the treacherous ice sheets. He sprayed the bear repellent behind him as he ran, anticipating another attack. The scientist knew that he had a long way to go to reach the safety of his caravan, and he was on his own. Suddenly, he felt an excruciating pain in his shoulder where the bear had clawed him. He realized that his bag was weighing him down, so he dropped it and continued running. However, he tripped on the ice, losing his bear spray in the process. He fell into the frigid waters, but quickly swam back up and struggled to get back on the ice. As he ran, the bear caught up to him and began to attack him relentlessly. Christopher was losing his strength fast as his clothes soaked up the water. Bear was closing in on him, and he could see the safety of the caravan in the distance. But suddenly, the bear pounced on him, and Christopher felt its claws digging deep into his skin. Despite his valiant attempts to fight back, the bear eventually broke his neck, leaving nothing but his scattered clothes and a bloodstain on the ice. His story serves as a warning to anyone who ventures into the polar bear's hunting grounds. These creatures may look cute and cuddly, but they are skilled hunters and can be deadly if provoked. So there you have it, guys. What are you waiting for? Go ahead and like this video and remember to subscribe.